talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy. And in a democracy, the President of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it.
Yes, this is my very first interview. I've seen Kamala answering real questions. She thought she would be taking questions like she did on The View and other media platforms, softball questions. It is different here. Kamala Harris films after Fox News has a clip ready of Trump after she claimed he called America the enemy within. Kamala, Trump is the one who talks about an enemy within. Bree, we actually asked that question to the former president today. Yeah, his response. Okay, this is not the only thing. I've seen questions about the border and concerning Biden. On this video, we are going to take an exclusive look into what is going on exactly. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm if you share out this video.
To be with you, Bret.
You know, voters tell pollsters all over the country and here in Pennsylvania that immigration is one of the key issues that they're looking at this election, and specifically the influx of illegal immigrants from more than 150 countries. How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but
right
do you,
now,
just a number. Do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Bret, let's just get to the point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
it's a
an
rough
immigration
estimate of
system
6 million people have been released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get to the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
And when you came into office, your administration immediately reversed a number of Trump border policies. Most significantly, the policy that required illegal immigrants to be detained through deportation, either in the U.S. or in Mexico. And you switched that policy. They were released from custody awaiting trial. So instead, included in those were a large number of single men, adult men, who went on to commit heinous crimes. So looking back, do you regret the decision to terminate Remain in Mexico at the beginning of your administration?
At the beginning of our administration, within practically hours of taking the oath, the first bill that we offered Congress, before we worked on infrastructure, before...
Yes, if you notice the first question she did not answer, we want to know the exact number. Is it 1 million, 2 million? Because I've seen Trump in different rallies quoting that they have released this number. I wanted to see her to say, oh, this number is being allowed. Now to see if Trump has been speaking the truth throughout, but she ended up not responding to that question. Or she want to generalize it or blame Trump, like, oh, Trump speaking to, it's insane. I understand what she's trying to do here. She want to blame Trump, that they instructed a bill to pass this so they can protect the border, or Trump called into Congress, so they should not do this.
But you have to let me finish. Conservative members of the United States Congress to actually strengthen the border. That border bill would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border, which is why I believe the Border Patrol agents supported the bill. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States, which is a scourge affecting people of every background, every geographic location in our country, killing people. It would have allowed us to put more resources into prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, which I have done as the Attorney General, former Attorney General of a border state.
Madam Vice President, a couple of things.
Prosecuted trafficking of drugs, guns, and human beings. And Donald Trump, but let me just finish.
6 Democrats voted against that bill.
Learned about that bill and told them to kill it because he preferred to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And in this election, this is rightly a discussion that the American people want to have. And what they want are solutions, and they want a president of the United States who's not playing political games with the issue,
I hear you,
but actually is focused on fixing it.
6 Democrats voted against that bill. It would have allowed 1.8 million illegal immigrants into the country a year. A lot of conservatives had a problem with it.
Yes, what baffles me is the fact that these people are blaming Trump. I don't get the point. Trump is not there. He's a private citizen. So I don't see the kind of influence you will get up and tell me that, oh, Trump did this, he did that. Okay, look at Democrat. These are people that were in support, that were against the bill even. Okay, you will tell me Trump influenced their decision, right? I want you to know. Because what she's implying here, that everything that happens in Congress, if Trump said they should do, it is insane. Yes, around this period, Mike Johnson sent this around Twitter. He said, Biden administration don't need anything from Congress. They have the right, they have just the pen to sign, declare that this should happen, and it will happen. So why are they playing politics to say, oh, let's hang on the fact that Congress refused to sign this, to do this? Okay, 6 Democrats voted against that. In that case, what will you say?
He's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people, suggesting he would turn the American military on the American people.
We asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded.
I heard about that. They were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. No, but think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing.
So,
Brett, I'm sorry, and with all due respect, that clip was not what he has been saying about the enemy within that he has repeated when he's speaking about the American people. That's not what you just showed.
Well, he was asked about that specific...
No, that's not what you just showed. In all fairness and respect to you,
that was the question that we asked him.
You didn't show that, and here's the bottom line. He has repeated it many times, and you and I both know that. And you and I both know that he has talked about turning the American military on the American people. He has talked about going after people who are engaged in peaceful protest. He has talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy. And in a democracy, the President of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it.
Yes, I don't believe that Trump would do any of this. Trump was there for 4 years. People observe who he is, how he rules. So trying to attach yourself into this kind of reality is something I don't understand. Maybe they just want to pass the point like, oh, Trump will, I understand, to create fear into people like they have been saying about Project 2025. It's the same scenario here. When you look at Kamala, she's angry. That is just to tell you that when you challenge her with real hard questions, with proof, she's not happy about it. This is just Trump responding to what she said. She's now refusing. Okay, they want to go back and pick up all short clips, right? Maha is still having the guts to say this.
It's 25 days before the election, and I got to say, it's not looking that great for the Democrats. I mean, this is not a good sign. You know, when you have an African-American candidate, you probably shouldn't be having to shore up your support among black men, but that's what's going on. Tim Walz.
Look at what Democrats are experiencing.
And sometimes there's a trend line that I never noticed before and make me go, whoa.
You know, Whoopi, you always say you don't believe in polls. I'm with you now because I'm reading the press. First it was Kamala's not doing enough press. Then she goes on this huge press tour. She was here with us. I thought she was fantastic. She was energetic. The crowd went wild. It was electric. CNN, Democrats grow anxious. Axios, blue wall blues. Fox, Dems are scared to death. No, Dems are not scared to death.
Is it a good announcement? What exactly, please? I want you to know. Drop on in the comment section.
Trump's running mate. Same reason you don't throw a birthday party for Diddy.
Hey, you're calling yourself
Well, this is a problem.
Homes Enterprise.
If you are over 18, please register to vote for something else.
Are now stepping forward.
Seen before.
Trump.
I don't care if they write that. No, it was right, and you got.
I'm going to shake it off.
It's like 73% said they're voting for Trump.
Okay, yeah.
Kamala, you hired me 4 times.
I tell him, I'm like, I'll just pop.
How dumb are you?